How's it going, everybody? So, continuing on with judgment. And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four corners. So, this is Satan loosed for a little season after the 1,000 year millennial reign. See yesterday's study, whether it's a literal 1,000 years or not. I don't try to debate anybody on that. I could see it either way, and it's not important. And shall go out to deceive the nations. So, this is the goats that are now raised for their judgment. And Satan is the leader, and they think they're going to go to war. See previous studies with the sheep, who are in the newly refurbished earthly Jerusalem. And Gog and Magog together to battle, which is all Ezekiel 38's Gog and Magog. It's just about judgment. I don't care what anybody tells you. Trust me. Let God be true and every man a liar. Take everything I tell you to prayer. To gather them together to battle, the number of whom is of the sand of the sea. So this is every fallen angel, every demon, and every human goat ever born. Remember, the earth is supernatural, so that's why this is able to be done. And they went up on the breadth of the earth and surrounded the camp of the saints about in the beloved city, and fire came down from God out of heaven and devoured them. All humans are now dead for a second time. The culmination of their second death is when they're thrown into the lake of fire, where it's called the second death. It says death and hell is the grave or Sheol. It's where the souls go when people die, but of course, the humans are always just asleep. There's no consciousness. And so the souls of the sheep are with the Lord, but it's just their souls. There's no consciousness. Any awareness or consciousness is at rest, is asleep. And so all the dead that were killed by the flame are cast into the lake of fire, which is the culmination of the second death. And those, of course, are those found not written in the book of life. And Revelation 13:8, Revelation 17:8, both state whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. So 13:8 also is the blood of the lamb, I think, or something to that effect, whose names were not written in the book of life of the lamb from before the foundation of the world, or something to that effect. But so all goats established before the earth was made, all sheep established before the earth was made, for he hath chosen us in him from before the foundation of the world. Even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. There is no such thing as free will. God's ordained the end from the beginning. Isaiah 46:10. He's created all the evil on the earth, which is Isaiah 45:7 and Proverbs 16:4. So we're all just living in the Lord's movie. The free will doctrine is deeply satanic. And I had somebody then try to sell me a different way to say it is agency, and we've been over that in previous studies. Um, don't let anybody lie to you with, their satanic twisting of agency or moral agency. So that means you got free will, or you have your own thing going on. You do not have your own thing going on. They will never admit. They use words like puppet or robot. And when people say, like, I'm not a puppet, I'm not a robot, well, I tell them I'm more than happy to be in hope of being one of God's puppets or robots, having the Spirit lead me instead of the demons leading them. So let's go back now and read it all together. And by the way, the beast and the false prophet and Satan, they don't get death or the grave, because this is all fallen angels. Remember, the mark of the beast is nothing more than fallen angels taking over the body. It's total human body possession. At some point, the human host will die off. That'll be the first death. And that's why the only time eternal torment day and night forever and ever is listed in the Bible is those that take the mark, and Satan the beast and the false prophet. Well, that's because Satan the beast, the false prophet, is of the mark of the beast. because Satan possesses the body of the beast, and I would assume also the false prophet, going back and forth between each. What would keep the other upright while he travels back and forth, having his own little so-called trinity? Other demons will keep, like when he goes into the false prophet, other demons will keep the beast body upright. And when he's the image that speaks, then demons will be keeping the beast and the false prophet upright. So, yes, there's nothing biblical about what I'm telling you. It just makes really solid common sense that since the Antichrist has seemingly returned from the dead, just like Jesus, that they will do it'll be a complete copycat. And this is all scripted by the Lord. This is all the Lord's doing. This is the Lord's story. And that's my take on it. Not dogmatic about stuff like that, of course. What I am dogmatic about is humans do not receive eternal torment day and night forever and ever. They are dead for a second time, and they are unaware of anything once that flame hits them. So they shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, to whom the number of the sand of the sea. Now, this is also in conjunction with there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth when you see Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob standing in the kingdom, and you yourselves thrust out. AI having fun. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth when you see Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob standing in the kingdom, and you yourselves thrust out. Mm-hmm. Luke 13:28. Luke 13:28, King James Version, Bible Gateway. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth when y'all are encompassing the camp of the saints, thinking you are going to destroy them, and then it is put into your heart to realize that you have been deceived and that you are about to receive judgment and that you were never loved by God. But you are seeing potentially, maybe, perhaps, some of your loved ones or a loved one who was, and you're weeping, and the sheep is weeping as they are seeing you. And that's why God has to wipe away all the tears from the sheep's eyes, because they have witnessed judgment. And I guarantee you, there are sheep that definitely will be seeing those that they knew and or slash loved who were not sheep, and they see them weeping and gnashing their teeth, standing there naked, so on and so forth. They shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. And they went up on the breadth of the earth and surrounded the saints and the beloved city. And fire came down from God out of heaven and devoured them. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet also happened to be, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whom the face of the earth and heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books were opened, goats. And another book was opened, which is the book of life, sheep. And the dead were judged, goats, out of those things that were written in the books according to their works. This goes back to that fake false doctrine of moral agency when they threw the, I believe it was Romans 14:12, that we all have to give account. Well, this is your account. And the sea gave up the dead, which giving this type of account, of course, has nothing to do with man's free will decision. So what this person was telling me made absolutely no sense, but wah, wah, wah. Anyway, and the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged, every man according to their works. The bodies are dead, but they're still being judged. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. Notice there's no, not a sound is ever made from a human ever after that flame comes down and devoured them. What you did get was that they're weeping and gnashing their teeth before it happens from the Luke passage. And death and the grave, or death and hell, were cast into the lake of fire. You're like, well, I thought hell means the fire. No, there's a Bible verse that says hellfire, which means grave fire, because the grave is cast into the fire. So it's like a combo of this verse when that one Bible verse that says hellfire shall be in danger of hellfire or grave fire, because the grave is thrown into the lake of fire. That's all that means. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death, or the culmination or the ending of the whole second death process, which began at the beginning of this chapter. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. But they're cast in there dead, aren't they? Just like dead people go through the fire today at cremation. They're dead, but they're passed through the fire. All right, we start the book of Matthew. 10 quick, thin verses. Anytime 10 verses are in one column, they're very small verses. So here we go. In the book of the generation of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Abraham begot Isaac, Isaac begot Jacob, Jacob begot Judas and his brethren. And Judas begot Phares and Sarah. You know what? Let's let this man read this to us. He'll do better than I will.
The Gospel according to Matthew.
Let's go.
Chapter 1.
Put it in the sweet spot.
The book of the generation of Jesus Christ, the son of David,
There we go.
the son of Abraham. Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac begat Jacob. And Jacob begat Judas and his brethren. And Judas begat Phares and Zerah of Thamar. And Phares begat Esrom, and Esrom begat Aram. And Aram begat Amminadab. And Amminadab begat Naasson, and Naasson begat Salmon, and Salmon begat Boaz of Rahab. And Boaz begat Obed of Ruth, and Obed begat Jesse. And Jesse begat David the king. And David the king begat Solomon of her that had been the wife of Urias. And Solomon begat Rehoboam, and Rehoboam begat Abiah. And Abiah begat Asa. And Asa begat Josaphat. And Josaphat begat Joram. And Joram begat Ozias. And Ozias begat Jotham. And Jotham begat Achaz. And Achaz begat Ezekias. And Ezekias begat Manasseh. And Manasseh begat Amon. And Amon begat Josias. And Josias begat...
All right, everybody. I'm glad you're here. I love you very much. Ask questions anytime. That's what I'm here for.